verse. God said it that night. Ask what I shall give thee.
All right.
After he worshiped, after he went, the congregation saturated the atmosphere, and they worshiped God in spirit and truth, and they was expecting something from God. They were seeking God, and they went with an expectancy. They was expecting something from God. They went with an expectancy. Solomon wanted something from God. He said, I'm going to God. I'm going to the high place. I'm going to Gibeon. I need to hear from God. And he took the people with him. He saturated the atmosphere. And then he went before the brazen altar and he worshiped God. And then that night God said, what do you want?
Come on now.
What do you want? Because you showed your love to me, because you gave your sacrifice to me, because you love me and you given your time and your sacrifice and you give it unto me with all your heart, soul, and mind, and you don't care about the ground beef you could have had tonight and your chicken and your food you could have had tonight. You love me just that much to cast all your cares and all your burdens and come to me and decide what you want to do as king. And this is the part I love, because I wanted to give you some scriptures, but I don't want to run out of time. But he didn't ask amiss in James. Right. James, the 4th chapter and the 3rd verse. He didn't ask amiss. You receive from God when you don't ask amiss.
Amen.
That's right.
So because he had a pure heart, and God said, because you didn't ask for fame and fortune and riches and all this stuff to let me cast and kill your enemies, because you didn't ask for any of that other stuff, because this was sincere in your heart, I'm going to give you what you granted. I'm going to give you the wisdom. I'm going to give it to you. And he said, I give it unto thee. So he gave it to him that very time, at that very moment. Because somebody came to try him. If you look in the further verse, somebody came to try him that very moment. Right away, somebody came right away. God gave it to him at that very moment. And God said, I granted unto thee. And he said, not only that. Somebody say, not only that. He said, not only that, I'm going to give you riches and wealth and wisdom. Better than anybody before you and anybody after you.
That's right.
He said, I'm going to give it to you. So God blessed him and granted it unto him. And I love, like the second point I did mention was to bring his sacrifice. He brought his sacrifice. The third one is to ask. And God said, I honor you because you asked with a sincere heart. It was in your heart. You didn't ask for anything else. And the word of God tells us in James 1:5, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God.
That's right.
In James 1:8, it says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you got to be stable. You got to know what you want. Somebody say, know what you want.
Know what
you want. So when you bring your sacrifice unto God, know what you want. I wanted to talk about some other scriptures because God doesn't want your sacrifice if your heart ain't right. That's in Matthew. Talks about that in Matthew. You got to go back and God says, go reconcile with your brother and then bring back your offering.